Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
We're back with the Coco Tapes and the Kiki and
And
the Coco, the Kiki, the
Sammy,
Coco host.
Coco's
Everybody
Yeah.
is here, and Marilyn. And we were like really in sync there because the first thing we said is that today's episode is gonna be about music. Anything you want to start up with, or you want me to start?
You feel free. I mean, yeah.
Well, anyways, if I have to start, then I'm just gonna say that I had this weird experience, which was like just before my oldest daughter was born, 2003. I Around about that time, I stopped listening to music. Before that, I would, as soon as I walked into my home, I would switch it on, and there would be music in the background. And it stopped like that from one day to the next. And I suddenly realized, wow. And I really, in that's like 21 years that I didn't really listen to music. It would be something that might be in a car when I was with my dad or something, but nothing I would do consciously. And then I realized, I mean, some of it is, of course, maybe because the internet and everything took, pace back then. So you were like bombarded constantly. So I think one of my like Muggle interpretations of this would be that I was so bombarded with shit that I didn't need anything but quiet when I came home. But then recently, like after this is like 3 cycles. It must be because the cycle is about 7 years. Then you have shed all your cellular, all your cells, everything is replaced.
Cells, yeah.
And recently, then I rediscovered music. But, and here it comes, almost exclusively black music. I mean, like really, like we're talking Marvin Gaye, we're talking Motown stuff, like here, because it's high vibe. And anything else will just, I just can't listen to it. But this really makes me happy. Even the sad songs, I told you, even the sad songs make you happy. Yeah. That's funky.
Yeah. It is.
So that's a little personal experience to start off with.
Yeah.
What have you got to say about music?
What I got to say about music? Well, it's like I'm brought up in my father was a jazz musician. I'm brought up with music, and I would call high quality music, because for me, jazz music, at least back then, was very high vibing, most of it. So I got it like I was spoon fed with this, not knowing as a child how important or what a good quality it is. Actually, you don't value it back then. And I remember I had what you call perfect pitch as a kid. Okay. Which means, for those who don't know it, that you can hear the note totally clear, and if any note is off just a little bit, it hurts. So we could actually not have doorbells at home, because doorbells are set in a frequency, I don't know, that's actually painful. Yeah, so I couldn't have it. And I couldn't have, when you played the vinyl records, if it wasn't a proper, like, high quality record player, because even there, the frequency, if you have a bad one or an old one, whatever, is off. So I was really like, it was torture as a kid, and nobody could understand it. I couldn't.
So that means whenever you got guests, they came in pissed off because they had been ringing on the bell for hours.
Yes, it hurt so bad. Yeah. And the good side of high pitch of perfect pitch is I could like play any music. If you play it for me, I could really, produce it. Anyway, so when I grew up, and I was exposed to normal music, as I call it, like popular music, I was like, what is this? I remember we came back, we lived in LA. My dad I would play around in Quincy Jones' garden, because Quincy had a studio in his garden. And I came home, and I remember this Danish band called Gasoline that was very popular. And my friends would put it on. I was like, what is this torture? Like, what the heck? It's terrible. Anyway, So, but of course, we listened to a lot of music, a lot of rap, a lot of hip hop when it was still kind of clean, and my kids too. I had a very stubborn habit. I call it musical education. First of all, I would wake them every morning with classical music, but only the music I knew, I guess intuitively, because now I know why it was these certain, whatever, serenades or, opus this and that by Mozart primarily because it's his music like just like Clair de Lune or is actually something that activates the brain, stimulates it to grow. So and they were forced every Sunday
But
to hear.
is
Oh, not
that's Chopin.
that's Chopin. Like Clair de Lune. Feliz.
Yeah.
Yes, I meant Feliz. And we would actually end the day with a dance. To dance off things and laugh, make them laugh at us, of course, the grown-ups, and often also what the Lakota healing song is a very beautiful song because it like tones down the day totally, and it has a very deep meaning too. And when I stopped doing it, when they got older, they would request it actually.
Okay.
And they would fall asleep to it, because it's just on repeat. So my take on music is then the TV went out of the home, whatever, 17 years ago or something, maybe longer. I'm not really not good with these periods anymore.
Yeah. Time is fleeting.
Yeah. And the radio went off. I would play normally. I would have the radio running, when I worked and so on, went off, and all this kind of trying to eliminate the distortion in life. Radio. And then when I realized this about the tuning, how they changed the frequency from when they recorded music, what was it, 140 or no 440 to 444? I don't remember which way.
Yeah, it was 440 is what they tuned it down to.
Yeah. So yeah.
So it's 432 or something like that. I think Mozart just wrote it so that it would be in 432. Yeah. When
I discovered this, that they deliberately changed the recordings to a lower frequency that's negative.
Yeah. Do you know who did that actually?
Yeah. Who?
Goebbels.
Yeah.
Imagine that the whole world agrees on something that Goebbels decided. That's like, I was like, who? What?
Yeah. So then I became like really totally with any kind of music, and I started searching for music that has a higher frequency that's recorded on purposely with high frequency, and more doing it, which is really, really, really cool. But that's another talk. But basically, all music we hear and exposed to is negatively geared, you would say.
Yeah.
No matter how positive the texts are, which they're not really.
No.
General now, it's negative, and it will make you feel sad or stuck in a mood that you don't expect, and you don't understand it, but actually it's really bad. So then to talk about the lyrics nowadays, they're like, oh,
the lyrics are really crazy, and actually it's very, it like the objective with music is often to make a catchy tune.
Yeah.
So if it is catchy, it will catch your total, focus,
and they only use 4 notes.
Yeah.
They keep it in 4 notes, and it's so funny because people are like on TikTok are doing like these when they could compare a hit from whatever the 80s to now, where somebody like stole more or less everything of it, chopped it all down, made it all like stupid, and it's just copies. Everything's just copy, uncopy, and copy, but more and more simplified and stupid, I would say. And the lyrics are too.
The lyrics are very, very negative.
So you can't listen. I only listen now to like you did some of the old stuff, and then and classical music where it activates positively, the mindset and the mood, because it's but it's everywhere.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Gas station, and it constantly bombarded with
jingles from ads, whatever. I mean, it's like, oh God, music has really been dialed down on the intelligence and the inspiration scale. It's like a tool.
And that's actually one of the worst things, because music is a universal language. It touches everybody. So it's very clever. So it's not about eating the right thing or drinking, but here you're exposed to a universal language that is actually controlled down to dim everything down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyways, So let's just finish it off. What was it I wanted to say? Oh God, I think the music stole my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the thing is try to listen to something that really makes you feel good. Try to listen to something that makes you want to dance. Try to listen to something that activates your body. Try to listen to something that opens you up. Opens your heart, everything. And then just when you drive to work, do that thing you do where you listen to the radio music, and you'll notice the difference. I think that's a little experiment.
There's actually an app that will tune music from one frequency. Yeah, the ones
or down.
you're listening to. But that we can take that in another one.
Yeah, let's take it in another one. All right. So that was this one about
Step
music.
one.
We might continue because we want to go into also media and films and stuff like that. But right now we'll keep it here.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
All right. So we'll see you on the next one.
Subscribe. Support whatever. Tell us what you're doing.
Yeah. Share. Comment. We'll see ya.
Ciao.
Ciao.